Hello and welcome to A Bit of Everything Film Trivia, where we blend movie magic with mind-bending challenges. Whether you're stuck in traffic, chilling with friends, or just need a mental workout, this quiz has got you covered. Each episode is a wild ride through a specific film, packed with 4 thrilling categories to test your cinematic savvy. Get ready for 20 brain-twisting questions in general knowledge, 10 juicy insights in behind the scenes, 5 worldly wonders in real world, and to cap it off, a brain-teasing Who Am I final. So hold on to your popcorn and get ready for the ultimate showdown. Remember, you've got just 5 seconds to ponder each question before I spill the beans. I'm your host, Rebel Rune, and this is A Bit of Everything Film Trivia. Let the games begin. Is that a gun in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? This week's episode, we help solve the pet mysteries as we look at the 1994 comedy film, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Asshole mio, oh sada mia, holy testicle Tuesday.
This has to be one of my favorite movies, so we're going to jump straight into general knowledge. Question 1. What was a nickname that Chief Einhorn called Ace Ventura? Pet Dick. Question 2. What uniform did Ace wear while stealing the dog? UPS. Question 3. What type of car did Chief Einhorn drive? A Thunderbird. Question 4. What Super Bowl did the Dolphins lose? $1984. Question 5. What did Ace hide behind when he was trying to sneak by his landlord? A palm frond. Question 6. What was Ace Ventura's name at the party? Tom Ace. Question 7. How many times did Ace and Melissa have sex? At least 4 times. Question 8. Finish the line. Do you have some mints? What comes next? Perhaps some Binoca? Question 9. What vehicle did the kidnappers of Dan Marino drive? A Ford Bronco. Question 10. What animal always mocked Ace? A monkey. Question 11. Whose shark does Ace fight with? Ronald Champs. Question 12. What's the first thing Ace says when Melissa tells him to get out of the dolphin tank? I can't do it, Captain. I don't have the power. Question 13. What is the first thing Ace says at the mental hospital? I'm ready to go in, coach. Just give me a chance. Question 14. While at Ronald Champ's house party, Ace pretends to go into the bathroom. What film does he over-exaggerate while sneaking around? Mission Impossible. Question 15. Who is the real Lois Einhorn? A hiker. Question 16. What position did Ray Finkel originally play? Kicker. Question 17. What bird does Ace get into a fight with? A giant parrot mascot. Question 18. When Ace makes up a story about a dream he had to scare Melissa, How old does he say he was the first time it happened? (12) Question 19. At Roger's apartment, what evidence does Ace first put forward to Lois to suggest Roger was murdered, not suicidal? There was a spot of blood on the railing. Question 20. True or false? The laces were in. False. Alright, so how well do you know Ace Ventura? And we're back with behind the scenes. Question 1. True or false? When Ace pulls the cellist's arm in the party scene, it was scripted. False. True to Jim Carrey's improv background, the party scene when Ace pulls a musician's arm was totally unscripted. Question 2. What was the ass talking scene taken from? In living colour. This iconic scene of Ace talking out of his ass was born out of a disagreement with Keenan Ivory Wayans on In Living Colour. When Wayans told Carrey he didn't think his sketch worked, Carrey spun around, grabbed his ass cheeks and delivered the line from his anus. Question 3. What animal did Jim Carrey base Ace's movements on? Birds. Carrey did a lot of research for this role. After all, one of the best aspects of this film is that Carrey's performance came off as being so spontaneous that it seemed like much of it was being created on the fly. And that is certainly true in some ways. However, as Carrey revealed when he appeared on Inside the Actor's Studio while preparing to make Pet Detective, he observed birds and based his movements on them in the film. Question 4. True or false? Jim Carrey designed his lines in the hopes that they would become everyday catchphrases. True. According to Shadyac, some of Carrey's lines in the film, like "Alrighty Then" and "Holy Testicle Tuesday," were attempts by the actor to try and come up with phrases that could potentially become hugely popular catchphrases, and some of them did. Question 5. Who was used to portray Ray Finkel in the NFL photo? Sean Young. It is revealed through the film's commentary track that to achieve the appearance for the NFL photo, she wore a wig and a fake mustache. While 30 years have passed since the movie's release, largely the humour has aged well. However, our main villain, Lois Einhorn, who was formerly an NFL kicker for the Miami Dolphins prior to her transition, not so much. The revelation of her past identity leads to a series of derogatory jokes, which are considered offensive by today's standards, and rightly so. Question 6. Which cast member was afraid of animals? Courtney Cox. Countless actors aspire to succeed, often asserting skills that they may lack to secure roles. For instance, Courtney Cox, despite her fear of certain animals, accepted the lead female role in the film. The director shared in his commentary that Cox was particularly afraid of the monkey. I wonder if Cox was still scared of monkeys when her on-screen brother Ross gets Marcel in Friends. Question 7. Who actually made the kick in the scene where Einhorn kicks the football through the hole in the building? Dolphins player Pete Stoyanovich. Sean Young could never be mistaken for a football kicker, but her role did require it for this scene, something that proved challenging. This problem was remedied by bringing in someone with a bit more experience. Shadyac said in the film's director's commentary that Miami Dolphins place kicker Pete Stoyanovich, later of Kansas City Chiefs, and the St. Louis Rams, was brought in to do the scene and serve as Young's kicking double. Question 8. Which cast member developed a crush on Jim Carrey during filming? Courtney Cox. Though Carrey may have had his sights set on future Dumb and Dumber co-star Lauren Holly, apparently during the filming of Ace Ventura, his co-star Courtney Cox developed a crush on him. In an interview with Howard Stern, Cox admitted she had, in quotes, a crush for sure on Carrey. Question 9. Who played the man Ace delivered the package to in the opening of the film? Randall Tex Cobb, a real-life boxer who, if you listen to the movie's commentary track, revealed he showed up on set with those shiners, and it was decided that they fit his role. Talk about bringing authenticity. Question 10. True or false? Tom Shadyac was credited to directing 2 films prior to this one. False. Shadyac had no real desire to become a director when he came to Hollywood. Instead, he worked briefly as an actor, and at age 24, he became the youngest staff writer for Bob Hope. Prior to Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, his lone professional credit was a director on the television movie called Frankenstein: The College Years. He claimed that because he had very little formal training, he really didn't know how to light or frame a shot. But his lack of experience evidently didn't concern the executives. According to Shadyac, he was told, all you have to know is what you want. And then you have to hire the people that are technically trained and can get it for you. Don't let the technical side of filmmaking intimidate you. It's really great advice. So, how many of those did you get right? It's the real world category. Question 1. Who was the first choice to play Ace? Rick Moranis. The Little Shop of Horrors and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids franchise star chose to turn the role down. Interestingly, there was even talk to having the pet detective as a woman, and Whoopi Goldberg was eyed for the part. Question 2. What was the real-world name of the heavy metal band used in the film? Cannibal Corpse. When Jim Carrey was signed on to star in the film, he was far from huge, and it would seem that he'd be unlikely to make demands. Turns out, not so true. He was able to insist that one of his favourite bands growing up got to appear in the movie. It was a huge turning point for the band, who claimed that not a day goes by where a fan tells them that they discovered the death metal greats through the wacky comedy. Question 3. At the time, who would have been considered the most famous member of cast? Tone Loc. Almost entirely gone from the public eye for many years now, the only time Tone Loc pops up these days is when he appears in shows about 90s and 80s nostalgia. As a result, it's easy to forget how popular he was in those decades due to releasing the hit songs Wild Things and Funky Cold Medina. Other than that, his biggest claim to fame is his supporting role in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Question 4. Who was initially offered the role of Melissa Robinson? Lauren Holly. When Jim Carrey was cast as Ace Ventura, he definitely had a preference in mind for the role of his character's love interest. Lauren Holly, who at the time was mainly known for her work in the soap opera All My Children, which she joined in 1986. According to Elia Mell's book, Casting Might Have Beens, Carrey was an admirer of Holly's and pushed for her to be offered the role for Melissa. Holly auditioned and did well enough that she was offered the role. Strangely enough, though, she turned it down. Question 5. Who was the Ray Finkle plot inspired by? Scott Norwood from the Buffalo Bills. There isn't much in Ace Ventura that seems ripped from the headlines, but apparently the incident that sent Ray Finkle into a downward spiral, his laces out missed kick in the Super Bowl, was based on a real incident. The missed kick in the film was inspired by Scott Norwood, the kicker for the Buffalo Bills, who missed a kick in the 1991 Super Bowl. Another category down. How did you do in that one? final category is, who am I? I was born October 14, 1944, in Lindenthal, Cologne, Germany, to mother Thekla near the end of World War II. The hospital where I was born was bombed by invading Allied forces moments after my birth, and my mother and I had to be dug out of the rubble. I grew up without a father. In my youth, I was an altar boy and cantor. I moved to London at the age of 18 to learn English. In 1966, I was cast in the lead role of the film Road to Saint-Tropez. An early starring role in Andy Warhol's Frankenstein 1973 led to a string of art house, low-budget and mainstream horror films, including a number of vampire-themed pictures: Die Unsteiger 1985, Blade in 1998, Modern Vampires 1998, Shadow of the Vampire 2000, Dracula 3000, and Blood Rain in 2005. My most famous Hollywood roles include my appearance in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, playing Curly in Barbed Wire, as an NSA flight psychologist in Armageddon, as the villainous Lorenzini in The Adventures of Pinocchio and the sequel The New Adventures of Pinocchio, and as Ralphie in the film Johnny Mnemonic. In 1992, I appeared in Madonna's controversial book, Sex, and also appeared in the music videos for Madonna's songs, Erotica and Deeper and Deeper, both taken from her 1992 album, Erotica. I also appeared in the music video for Korn's Make Me Bad, Eve's Let Me Blow Your Mind, and Die Schöne und das Biest by defunct German band Rauffeiser. I have appeared in more than 220 films in both leading and supporting roles throughout Europe and the Americas. I am Udo Kier, who plays marine life-loving billionaire Ronald Ron Champ. Did you guess who it was? Alrighty then. That's it for this episode. Thank you for taking time away from sleuthing to test your knowledge. Remember, there's always another pet mystery around the corner, and the same can be said for our world of film facts and fun. It will never end. So don't forget to subscribe and catch every episode, and follow on the socials at Rebel Rune Co. If you want to request a movie for me to focus on, or let me know some additional facts or trivia that I might have missed, send me an email at rebelruneco@gmail.com. May your popcorn be perfectly buttered and your remote always be within reach. Stay real, stay trivia savvy, and keep the credits rolling. Until next time, create mayhem.